Hello gamers and welcome back. I'm Rob, of course, or Warshack if you want to call me by my in-game name. And sorry I didn't make a video going over this new heroic Tavern Brawl earlier, but I basically thought all of the information that you would need is on the front page of Hearthstone. But what I didn't take into consideration is the questions you guys would ask me regarding the new heroic Tavern Brawl, which this video spurs from. So there's been 2 to 3 questions that stick out the most. One is being, will I be participating in this brawl and will I be recording it? The answer is yes, of course. We've saved that 5. Oh, I think we're up to almost 6,000 gold now. So we'll definitely be playing this heroic Tavern Brawl, and I'll do my best. The second question is, which is much more important to you intermediate or beginner players, is this new heroic Tavern Brawl worth it for you? You know, you've grinded on ladder, you've spent your hard-earned cash on this game, but is this new heroic Tavern Brawl, which does cost, where is it at? This $9 or $9.99 or 1,000 gold. So this is a pretty large buy-in in comparison to Hearthstone's current buy-in, which is basically just arena, which is 150 gold, or I believe $2. So we've 5 times the amount of the buy-in basically, and we've definitely increased the rewards. If we can go here, if you get 12 wins, you get 50 packs, you get 3 golden legendaries, which is absolutely insane, over 1,000 dust and over 1,000 gold. So obviously where there's big risk, there's big rewards, and this is very enticing to a lot of players, especially the beginner or intermediate players that are like, wow, I don't even have a legendary yet, or I only have 1, and if I just get 12 wins, I can get 3 golden ones. So it's kind of like, Mom, can I have $10? But we're kind of going to go into the player base that's going to be playing in this new heroic Tavern Brawl. And before we get started, I'm going to pop up the rewards here just so you guys can see kind of the breakdown of what you need to get to the rewards that you're looking to get to. Obviously, 12 wins is going to be anybody's goal, as that is maximizing the rewards, and you've basically generated all your money back. But we can look towards kind of breaking even, right? So it's like worst case scenario, you didn't generate money, but at least you can break even. So it's not like, oh man, I just threw my 10 bucks out the window. At least I got the value out of the $10. Because if you don't win any, if you go 0-3, you get 1 pack. So you basically spent $10 on 1 pack. But then again, where there's high risk, there's high reward, and that's part of this. So for $10, basically that's somewhere around 7 to 9 packs, which means you need somewhere around 6 wins. But you got to remember, you're getting dust and you're getting gold back. So I would say anywhere between this 5 to 7 wins mark, you kind of go break even depending on what you get out of your packs. It's not that bad of a value. Again, high risk, high reward, guys. And if you're one of those kind of players looking to see how you compete, again, I recommend the veteran players to be competing. I wouldn't say competing, but participating in the new heroic Tavern Brawl, because a lot of the players that are going to be in this, guys, are going to be the streamers, the pro players, and the legend players. Because a lot of the 1,000 gold buy-in, who has 1,000 gold? No new player is going to have 1,000 gold because they're spending all their gold on packs. They're spending it on arena runs. They're building up their collections. They're getting the cards they need to compete on ladder to eventually be able to hit those high ranks. But the players who already have the 1,000 gold, they don't need the cards, so that's why they have so much gold, are the legend players. They've already built or not all the decks, but they've built a lot of the decks. The streamers who, you know, their job is to play Hearthstone. Of course they're gonna play this because it's gonna be extremely entertaining. It's a more competitive look at the normal just ladder we have in Hearthstone. Granted that this isn't actually any new content that they've implemented. All they've done is added in a constructed arena mode, which, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but it's not actually, there's no new content here. There's not a new format. There's no new cards. There's no requirements other than build a deck you've already been playing on ladder and then just play other players, which is essentially what you're doing on ladder. And then you have an actual reward. It's just there's a buy-in this time. So it kind of feels like a tournament, but it's not actually a tournament. It's kind of like an arena competitive constructed mode, kind of like mixture of things. Don't get me wrong though, it's super cool, and I'm definitely again gonna be playing it myself, and we're gonna probably get our ass kicked, but I think we'll get to at least 6 wins in any run that we do, as long as we play a pretty decent deck, because a lot of times, guys, we're not playing the best decks. Like Super Secret Mage and Resurrect Priest aren't exactly the top tier decks of these metas, but they're fun at that, and that's what I want to bring to you guys. So in a nutshell, if you're a new to intermediate player and you're like, wow, if I can get to 12 wins, I can get a lot of value. I'm sorry to break it to you, but 12 wins realistically is not going to happen. Again, these players that are going to be in this Tavern Brawl, I mean, granted, there are going to be not so good players that just happen to have a lot of money that they can throw at their monitor, and sure, they'll go into the Tavern Brawl and then they'll try their best, and they're not doing it to maybe get the gold, they're just doing it because they can. And but most of the players, like I mentioned, are going to be very good players that are going to have all the cards that they need to build the very best decks that they can. They're going to be bringing their best decks, and they're going to be doing this on a competitive aspect. They're going to be streaming it, which is basically another thing that this is going to bring up. The streamers are going to have a new thing, which is going to attract more viewers. But this is not for the new. This is not for the intermediate player. This is for, again, the streamers, the pro players, and the legend players to kind of, I don't know, have a little competition without actually going to a tournament. And keep in mind that the Tavern Brawl only lasts for a week. So for those of you who really enjoy the Tavern Brawls every week and you're like, man, I can't get my free pack now, I can't see what new cool rules that they have, this is only going to be for the normal duration of a Tavern Brawl. It's going to be, I believe they start on Wednesday and then end the following Tuesday. So it's not like you're losing out on a whole lot here. It's like, yeah, a week, I miss out on a pack, but it gives the other player base something that they can be like, wow, you know, Blizzard's really looking out for us. So it kind of, you can't please everybody. You can't, what is the saying? You can't make everyone happy all of the time. You only can make a certain percentage. You guys know what I'm talking about. You can't be everything to everyone. That is exactly what it is. I think my marketing degree for that, which I don't know exactly what that's done for me, but that's an entirely different story. Has nothing to do with the heroic Tavern Brawl. So with that, hopefully this answered most of your questions regarding the heroic Tavern Brawl. We didn't really, I guess, if you guys want to know exactly what the rules are and stuff, you can read it. I'm not going to go over that, but I just wanted to go over my insights, what player it's basically targeting, and is it worth it for you? And you can kind of tell what kind of player you are. If you're not sure what kind of player you are, then don't do the heroic Tavern Brawl, because if you know you're a veteran player, you've been doing this a long time, you know that you have a tier 1 deck and you can play it well, sure, this is a great thing for you. But if you're new, like I said, intermediate, I'd hate to just see you lose out on the gold. And I know I'm kind of repeating myself here, but it would just make me really sad for if I was a new player and I put 1,000 gold into this and I got like 2 wins. I kind of feel like I didn't get the most out of my buck, and that would kind of make me sad. So as always, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed and I've answered your questions. I'm Warshack, of course, and happy whatever the hell day it is.